Welcome back to Rain Boots and Radish Roots. We moved our chickens today and I'm in the new chicken run, the new setup, or their new area. And I have to tell you that we are introducing our younger chicks to our older chicks. Our younger chicks are 7 weeks old, the older chicks are 12 weeks old, and it is stressing me out. You guys, stressing me out. And that's just, really just because I'm putting human feelings onto chickens. I'm not saying they enjoy getting pecked at, but establishing a pecking order is part of what chickens do, and it's hurting me, I think, a little more than it's hurting them. It doesn't help that they gather around my feet whenever they're out, like they're scared. It's so hard. So let's take a look at them and see how they're doing. You can see, you're gonna be able to see a little fight, I think. Start recording. So these are the little 7-week-olds right here. They tend to gather together. This one right here is the runt. I say runt like they were born together or something, but so she is a speckled Sussex, and the one that just walked around is a speckled Sussex. They are definitely the smallest of these 7-week-old chicks. And then this is one of the smallest of the 12-week-old chicks. So she does tend, sometimes she pecks at them, but she tends to eat with them, or come around and eat with them. And then they run like that, like she didn't even try to scatter them. That mama right there, she's not nice. She's been pecking at him. And my golden laced Wyandotte is for sure like a mean girl. She's for sure mean. It's those sapphire gems and that golden lace Wyandotte that don't have a lot of tolerance for the babies. But we have them in this dog crate in the garage and shavings at night, because it's still cool at night, too cool for them. And then we have them on the grass out here for a little while so they can get food and water without getting picked on. And then I've been locking them out of that because I kind of want to force them to be a little braver than normal. Where are you going? Where are you going? Are you going to go pick on them? So we have two chickens like this that look identical. They are our olive eggers, and they are Napoleon and Dynamite. So that's definitely Dynamite. And then over here is Napoleon. They're all sort of hanging out underneath the chickshaw. That blue tote is what we transport them in. It's not really an easy setup, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a pain in the butt. That's why I'm ready for them to become friends. And for the first time today, I have left them in this area without me, although I was nearby. And I'm going to do that again because I have got to go get some of my seedlings potted up, my pumpkin seedlings potted up. See if we can watch what's happening here. They're so happy to be on new grass. So that's a good sign. Two of the older chicks just walked right by them and didn't try to go bully them. I feel like that's progress. But anytime that those chicks, oh, here she goes. anytime those little chicks right there decide to venture into this area, they get pecked and chased off. I imagine eventually they'll, first of all, be big enough to, they get tired of getting picked on and they'll stand up for themselves. And the older hens will get tired of picking on them. Hey, Mamas, what you doing? Those speckled Sussex, they don't have all their feathers in yet, but geez, they're pretty. And tiny. And feisty. Like real feisty. Like little small but mighty. We're gonna start recording. Hopefully I'm not too backlit for you. I have everything open in the greenhouse because I was about to die of a heat stroke. The chicks, the younger chicks, are put back in their dog crate right now because I didn't want to leave them alone. Totally supervised. And I'm in here because my pumpkin seedlings their roots are literally like expanding out from underneath the cells I have them in. So I'm going to be, which are like this, I'm guessing is like 1.5 inch. They're pretty little. They don't look quite 2 inches. So you're just hanging out with me while I transplant some pumpkins. All right, let's do it. Okay. Like, look at those roots. Can you see that? That is not what we want. I mean, that is what we want, but then now we want to pot them up. So, let's make these guys happy. Probably put like half as much dirt in there. Oh yeah. I tend to use popsicle sticks to dig out my, I should use a spoon. I watched someone recently use a spoon. I was like, that's brilliant. But you can just see that they need, the soil is so warm. Holy moly. Okay. I'm very worried. Growing up in California, growing squash was like no big deal. Growing squash in North Carolina has been very hard because of the vine borer bug. I know there are squash bugs too, but the vine borer just like devastates your plant and there's nothing you can do about it. It's so awful. To the point where I gave up. I was like, forget it. We'll just buy pumpkins and squash. This is disheartening. I do not want to do this anymore. But I have since learned some things. I mean, I use BT on my cabbages. I'm not opposed to using BT on all of my squash. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to see how it goes. And hopefully I'm not going to be sad because I want my fairy tale pumpkins and my Cinderella pumpkins and my regular pumpkins. And I want to grow patty pans for the first time this year, and apparently they're very susceptible. I also have I have some pots, like big ceramic pots, strategically placed in the cottage garden so that I can plant different herbs and marigolds in them to help hopefully protect them. I mean, that definitely I can tell you will not do it by itself from experience, but hopefully it will help a little bit. I like put these in here in the most crazy way. Don't even know what I was thinking. Like, this label for the Cinderella pumpkins is sideways, so basically I'm like these and these. Sometimes I help myself out by like really labeling things properly, and sometimes I'm not doing myself any favors, because I basically, what it was is I didn't want to skip one of those cells. And now I'm like, wait, is that the right one? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. Guess that one didn't sprout. Looks actually like a couple may not have sprouted. No, that's right. That's right. Only one didn't sprout, because I planted 4 of each variety. And I have 3 of the fairy tales, so 1 of the fairy tales didn't sprout, which isn't terrible. I still have more seeds to plant too. Like, I really need to plant my tomatoes and my peppers. Because those are really the main crop we mostly eat peppers, tomatoes, kale, lettuce, onions, carrots, and some form of a potato, be it a white potato or a sweet potato. We don't eat that much corn, but we do love fresh corn. So we'll be growing some. Also, corn's just so pretty. It's so pretty to watch it come up. I need to check and see what the low is going to be tonight, because some of these could probably like go out. Although, after what I just said about the pests for these plants, I probably shouldn't do that. And like, apparently if we live in a different area, the season for that bug is just one time in like June or July. The season here is from May through August. That's the whole entire growing season. So that's not awesome. Like, I'm not even sure. I mean, I know BT will stop them, will kill the larva, but hopefully it kills it in time before it does the damage on the vine and kills the whole plant. And who was it? Was it the... Oh man, no, I don't know the name of the YouTube channel I was watching. So he said his squash that weren't attacked were planted in the corn, which also makes me wonder, like, why? And maybe I should try that. Like, truly, maybe I should try that. It was here in North Carolina too. Dang, what was the name of that? Now I'm gonna have to look so I can tell you. It was... the Holler Homestead. They're here, I don't know where in North Carolina, but I was watching a video last night, and like an old one, and he said that the squash that didn't get attacked by the squash bug was planted inside, in between their corn. So that's worth a try, in my opinion, considering my experiences. Squash bug 100% and me 0. I don't know why I love potting up plants. I think I'm probably the only person on the planet. It's just rewarding. Like, you have something that's thriving and you're giving it a happier environment. It helps that these are giant seedlings. Like potting up, or I take that back. Potting up herbs is for the birds because they're like delicate and whiny. Okay, that's that one. I'm gonna put that one over here. On to the next batch. Some of them aren't ready. Like the loofah is not ready. They're not big enough. And the dipper gourds, there's only one that came up. And I would not call that ready either. Nay, it is not ready. Oops. I mean, the dirt will come off once you water them. But you do have to be careful because sometimes if you have too much, if you're not careful and you have dirt and fertilizer down inside something like the cabbage, for example, it will start to like rot and decay inside of there, and you do not want that. It's so hot in here. It's doing its job. Because my soil temp right now, which it's the middle of the day, and it's a really hot day, is over 100. I should probably like definitely air this thing out and cool it down a bit. The seeds are happy. They're super happy. Or the seedlings. Sometimes I'm an impatient gardener. And I want, like I planted horseradish root in those big pots behind me, and I literally dug one up to see like, what are you doing already? You're taking too long. Maybe I planted you the wrong direction. I don't know. But it was starting to put off little roots, so I'm just being impatient. These are my sugar pie. I can tell you, we made pumpkin butter out of regular pumpkins, carving pumpkins from the grocery store, and it is delicious. So you don't have to have pie pumpkins for pumpkin butter. Pumpkin pie, I don't know. Probably you get more out of the little one that has more sweetness and flavor. But you do not have to have that. Like, that's not a... It's still going to be delicious. And weirdly enough, my kids, or at least my girls, like butternut squash soup. So I want... And we love butternut squash in general. So I really want that to do well. I'm making a mess underneath, but don't worry, it's just grass. I can handle it. No worries, folks. Okay, ooh, a breeze just came through here. Felt lovely. Next is Mesquite de Provence. I don't know how I'm saying that correctly. Probably not. But I gave it a go. This little yellow guy, let's see if it's happier once I transplant it. It was the first one up, and then we had like a pretty cold night, and it did not like it. And it's been yellow ever since. But maybe just needs a little transplant. This is exactly why I bought these cheap. Now, last but not least is sugar pie. Okay, time to water. Let's go get some rainwater. Oh. In there. It might actually be better to have you right here. Okay. I think I'll put the extra water on my lemon tree that is super sad and not doing well next to the grapes. All right, that's all for now.